Man, let's get this thing going, man. What's up with everybody? What is going on? Y'all know what we doing tonight, man. Wait for everybody to get up in here. We're live. We're live here. Y'all know I'm at the usual spot. I'm talking about uh, Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever. I don't know if you guys have seen it yet, but I see so far, besides the obvious, it's appearing to be like, for some reason, it's controversial because of a lot of people say they aren't seeing it because men are being portrayed, not women, excuse me, women are being portrayed in a masculine way, and people don't want to see that. Just like this, what is it, The Woman King? So I went and saw it yesterday. I don't know how many of you guys saw it. And before I dive into it, I'm gonna give y'all my opinion on it. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Everybody hit that like button real quick. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know I don't go live too often. Hit that subscribe button if it's your first time on the channel, and comment below where you guys are checking in from tonight. Let me know if y'all saw the movie and things like that. Let me know what you think. Obviously, if you want to call in with your opinion, it's pinned in the chat. So feel free to call in. Let me know your thoughts on it. If you thought it sucked, if you thought it was cool, whatever it is, we don't care. Just like to hear others' opinions. But me personally, overall, I get what people are saying. Like we're tired of seeing, even though there's only been a few, we're tired of seeing, our black women. We're tired of seeing African women in masculine roles. With the what is it? The homie, which we already know about that, the bullshit that came with the homie situation and enslaving like one of the tribes or groups that enslaved their own people and sold them into the slave trade and things like that. And as far as obviously, a woman can't be a king anyway, but I guess it's a catchy title to name something. But all in all, man, I went to see it yesterday afternoon. Like I said, I don't know if you guys saw it or not. I think it's a cool movie. Whether you're like, I think what's her name, Courtney. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Courtney. She used to be on the Lapeef show or whatever. I think she did a video about it. Ari Spears shared it about what she was talking about. I think with any group, any dynasty, any type of kingdom, empire, whatever you want to call it, any place, any kingdom. Shout out to Enos, appreciate the super chat, bro. Thanks. Any kingdom, if the only successor left is a woman, is going to be a queen, or if there's no other males, you know what I mean? That's just how it is. So in the case of in the case of Shuri, and this is I meant to say I meant to give you guys a spoiler alert off top, right? If you don't know, I'm gonna be talking about what's going on in the movie. If you don't want to hear about what goes on in the movie, this isn't a spoiler-free movie, right? It starts off obviously about the back, kind of like a backstory. Chadwick Boseman, who played, T'Challa, King T'Challa, he obviously died in real life. So he couldn't, they didn't want to replace him with another actor. So they created this storyline where he catches some sort of disease, or he has some sort of ailment that affects him. And Shuri tries to save him and she's unable to save him, right? So he dies, right? So it's a lot of death back to back. Obviously, King T'Chaka died, right? And that's when T'Challa took over. After as a male heir, he took over. And now that he died at the beginning of the movie, his mother takes over, who's played by Angela Bassett. I can't think of her name. You know what I mean? I know y'all probably like, why don't you have the character's name? I'm one of those people. I watch movies, but I don't really keep track of everybody's name in terms of that. But she takes over, and after her son's death, And then all of a sudden, this ancient, you know, what is the shit called, man? Vibranium. Vibranium is found at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean, right? And there's a lot of, and I think this is the thing that people have issues with, which I thought it was a good movie overall. But the fact that there's so many women that are leads in this movie, and the men are kind of like taking a seat back as the women are kind of like, you know, defending the kingdom overall. Even though you had Buddy, starts with a J. I can't think of his name, man. Y'all know dude I'm talking about that lives in the mountains. Jabari, whatever his name is. Um, you got a lot of women that's coming up that's basically doing their thing while the dudes are just sitting back, right? But anyway, back to what I was saying because y'all know I'm jumping all over the place. They find vibranium at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean, right? And the way they found it was based off of an invention by Riri Williams, who basically is a child prodigy that is like Tony Stark. She creates a Iron Man suit, things like that. So based upon that, they start attempting to mine this vibranium from the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean, right? And in the process of doing that, in Mbaku, there you go. My bad. I appreciate you guys saying that. Mbaku. I said Jabari. Is he part of is his tribe the Jabari or something like that? I don't know. Something Jabari. My bad. Jerry, you're fucking it all up. Uh you not you're not recalling these names. But yeah. So with that being said, Namor, which we find that his name comes from Spanish, amor means love, and he's like centuries this, he dates back to the conquistadors and the Mayans, back in Mexico, Yucatan, whatever that area right there. He's a mutant based upon based upon people, the Mayans getting sick at the time, and they're ingesting this plant, I guess, which is soon to be my vibranium, growing off vibranium, which heals them but changes their skin blue, and they end up in the ocean. They end up not being able to breathe on land or something like that, so they got to hit the water. So they end up creating an underwater civilization in the Atlantic, this secret civilization. And because his mother, even they advised her not to take this and ingest this plant or this concoction, but she does it anyway. So she does it while he's pregnant, um, and she does it. Shout out! She does it while she's pregnant, which ends up creating a mutation, which is how Namor comes about. Which is with that mutation, he gets wings on his feet, superhuman strength, pointy ears. He can breathe underwater and on land and things like that, like Aquaman. You know what I mean? And he's one of the first mutants based off of the plot of this movie, right? So his thing is, you got the queen. Somebody can name the queen's name. I just call her Queen Angela Bassett. Let's say Queen Angela Bassett. She appears in front of the UN, which I'm assuming is the UN, because they're like, why is Wakanda keeping vibranium from the rest of the world? You guys have weapons of mass destruction. Sounds familiar, right? Now I like the way Ryan Coogler did that because he's basically touching on, you know, the colonizers basically destabilizing governments or destabilizing countries when they don't go um when they don't go. It's not Jabari, my bad. It's not Jabari. Damn, really, my guy? You might as well call him Quantavious. I don't know why I got Jabari, man. My bad. Shit. Like, I'm sorry if I'm not a Black Panther historian. Motherfucker. I don't know why I get Jabari or something like, what's his tribe? Since you got something to say, what's the name of the damn tribe? I should have said Quantavious, but Quincy. Tell me, Quincy. Quincy, what's the name of the tribe? I'm waiting. I'm waiting, Quincy. Let me know, Quincy. Quincy, tell me. Tell me what it is, Quincy. I gotta know. Somebody tell me what's the name of Mbaku's tribe. Can somebody comment below because I'm is it the Quantavious tribe like he said? Somebody fill me in. Tell me what it is. So tell me, are you telling me that you actually I like the movie. But back to what I was saying. They touch on a lot of the the US government destabilizing countries that don't want to play ball or basically telling the world that this country is a piece of shit and this country has the potential to ruin democracy as we know it and things like that. So y'all know how that goes. So the queen appears before the count before the oh man, I got my papa's locust coming. So the queen, man, that thing looks huge. Pause. Gracias. Awesome. Were there thick? He said, one man said, was there thick white women in the theater? Surprisingly, and I'm not making it about color, but since you asked, the majority of people that were in the movie theater were white. But that's neither here nor there since you asked that question. Um, yeah, so she appears and she says that, I'm not gonna, you guys are sending in people because we won't play ball with you or give you access, and we're not joining in this race, this arms race with you guys. They actually show where they are sending, coalition forces in to like uh, capture their technology from one of their outposts. You know what I mean? You know, man, it's shrimp liver. So that's how that happened. So she wasn't the people that tried to invade. She ended up basically taking them hostage. And so it was like, I know what you guys are trying to do. So anyway, he pops up on the Wakanda shores, if you will, and he tells them, you know, um, Wakanda, you guys have something that you have a part to play in this. So it is your responsibility to bring the person who invented this machine that is able to find vibranium. Ultimately, telling everybody that Wakanda isn't the only place where this meteor hit in vibranium. So we have access to vibranium as well, which is basically all that the Mayan garb that you see Namor wearing is vibranium and things like that. That staff that he's carrying, that spear or whatever, is vibranium. So he tells them this, and he says that, you know, if you hand her over, I'm not going to destroy Wakanda or some shit like that. But don't tell anybody that we exist because we've been living secretly in the Atlantic Ocean, Gulf of Mexico, whatever you want to call it, for X amount of time. So they end up going to the U.S. and going to, was it MIT? Is that what it was, guys? For all the word police and all these people out here? They end up going to MIT and, bringing Riri Williams back to Wakanda. So to protect her. So Bottom line, you didn't watch the first one. Damn sure not watching the second one. Sorry to hear that, man. Well, just listen to these spoilers and enjoy. All right. So they bring her back to Wakanda, or try to bring her back to Wakanda. Excuse me, my bad. I'm jumping ahead, guys. The FBI, CIA, the Alphabet Boys catch on to the fact that they're trying to take her back to Wakanda. So they basically run up on them while they're trying to get away, and a high speed chase ensues. During this high speed chase, these Namor's people, just can't think of the name of the term right now, which he shouts it over and over. You guys probably like, Gerard, you got to know what's the name of the people. He says it several times. The name of the people, um, his people, they show up and basically ends up beating up everybody. They end up kicking ass, and Shuri submits and says, "Don't kill her. You know, we'll go back with you." So it ends up taking them down to this secret city, and that's where they're held hostage, for lack of a better term. And he just tries to talk to them and things like that, saying like, "Join us. You know, it's the only way." And he tells his backstory, and he said it was the colonizers, and colonizers did this just like they did y'all. So we can't stand for this. Shuri's like, nah, can't get down like that. You know, we're not trying to destroy the world, so on and so forth. So the queen finds out that he has them, and the queen gets what's her girl name? Is it Nikita? Should be doing this in real time. This is a live, so you guys, I know you guys aren't tripping. Nakia, yeah. So it is Nakia. So she gets Nakia, who y'all know who was Chadwick Boseman's or Black Panther's T'Challa's love interest in the first movie, and gets Nakia to go into a covert mission to rescue her daughter. You know what I mean? What she does, they end up going back to Wakanda, and Buddy, in the process, Nikita ends up killing one of theirs, you know, to rescue her, and so he launches an assault on Wakanda shortly after, and ends up killing the queen by throwing. They got these water bombs in the movie. If you guys haven't seen it, they got these water bombs, right? So they throw a water bomb into the palace or castle, whatever, and then the mother ends up drowning, right? Quite unfortunate. Yeah, you saying toe to toe. Well, you got to understand, guys. We get it. A woman's not gonna go toe to toe with a man. Like you see all these movies with women kicking ass. I get it. You know, you know why they're doing it. But this is fantasy. You know, in these fantasy movies, these women are, you know, these men are basically haven't had any fighting experience, and these women are just like incredible. So that's how that happens. But you gotta think superpowers don't exist either, right? So if you got superpowers, what's the point? If you got a woman with superpowers, you gonna beat a woman with superpowers? Dude, it's all fantasy. You know what I'm saying? Hotep, hotep. Yeah. So she ends up drowning. She ends up dying. So she loses her father, her brother, her mother, right? And Buddy says that you know, this is your chance to join us in basically launching an attack on the colonizers, right? So Shuri invents one of those a synthetic heart herb that gives her powers like the Black Panther, right? She takes it, and as part of the process, you go to the ancestral plane, and she's thinking when she goes to the ancestral plane, she's going to meet her mother or either meet T'Challa. But who does she meet, guys? Who does she meet? Who does she meet when she goes to the ancestral plane? I'll let you guys guess real quick. It's only one person, obviously, she's going to meet. If she goes to the ancestral plane and it's not her mother or her brother, not her father either, it's Killmonger, exactly. She meets Killmonger on the ancestral plane, right? Which is obviously a shock to everybody because they're like, you know, Michael B. Jordan shows up as Killmonger when she goes to the ancestral plane. He tells her like, baby, your mom your mom was a sucker, your brother was a sucker, your dad was a sucker. He was like, you got to be about that action like I was. You know what I'm saying? You got to kill this dude for what this dude did. You got to show these people that Wakanda is not a joke. You know what I mean? So the dialogue, she's going back and forth, and he's kind of explaining his perspective. Like, there's no other way to do this. You know what I mean? This dude has killed like all these people because when he attacked the Wakanda, he killed a lot of people, including her mother. And he's gonna come back and kill everybody. So she's on that type of time at first, and along that line, along this time, she she gets the powers of the Black Panther, right? She decides to launch an assault on on Namor and his people. She's like, she's conflicted because she's on Killmonger's time. Like, he's kind of right because she wants revenge. And they discovered a way to weaken. Yeah, Buddy said you said Namor's army would have destroyed Wakanda. Absolutely. He said, what did he say? He said, I have. He said for every blade of grass in Wakanda, he said I have one person in my army for every something like that. He said, you guys can correct me that seen it, but he said for every blade of grass in Wakanda, I have a soldier in my army. Something along those lines. He was saying, right? So he was ready for that action. You know what I mean? But they had to figure out because they knew they couldn't beat him. They was like, well, how can we beat him? And they learned that he gets his strength from the water. He has to be in the water to get his strength, like Aquaman. You know what I'm saying? Got to be near the water. So you know, she comes up. Being the smart techie person she is, she creates an evaporation chamber in her ship, and she kind of forces him to attack the ship, which was a trap. You know what I'm saying? Said Aqualad. Wasn't Wakanda hidden from the outside world for centuries, and Namor found them? Yeah, exactly. And that's what they said. How did he find them? You know, I think Aquaman does. The closer he is to the water, the stronger he is. I think that's how it works. You guys, you comic buffs can correct me, but I'm pretty sure the closer Aquaman is to water, the stronger he is. So basically, they launch an assault. They get, I think it's the tribe of Jabari. I might be wrong, man. They get M'Baku's tribe. I thought it was the tribe of Jabari. Matter of fact, let me look that up. Since y'all giving me, yeah, it's the Jabari tribe, man. Y'all talking about I was wrong. Right here. I mean, it's probably backwards, but that's too bright. That's too bright. You talking about the Quintonians? You thought I was lying? It's the Jabari tribe. It's the mountain tribe, Jabari tribe. So she gathers all these. They go to war. They got Riri. She created the new Iron Man suit and things like that. So they go out there and they create a ruse by kind of. I wouldn't say they fix the vibranium detector, but they're notified that they notify Namor that they created that they are using the tech, the vibranium detector. So he was like, all right, cool. So they go and investigate. When they go and investigate, it's a ruse, it's a setup, right? It's a setup. So they launch an attack on them, and then that's when the fight ensues. And she basically is able to draw Namor away and get him in the ship where it starts to evaporate, I guess whatever water. And they go to the desert, and that's where you see on the trailer where they're fighting in the desert and things like that. You know what I'm saying? And he starts to put the beaters on her. You know what I'm saying? She, she's even in the desert. Buddy as a man, he's overpowered. He puts the beaters on her. He ends up stabbing her in the stomach with his spear, right? But he's also dehydrated. He's got to get back in the water, right? So she knows the only way she can take him out is to kill him before he can get back in the water. So she basically pulls the spear out of her stomach that he stabbed her with, breaks the spear, after she pulls it out. Well, she breaks it before she pulls it out, excuse me, and cuts him off. And the ship, because like I said, in the process of when they crash landed. I missed that part as well. They crash landed on this in this desert, and the ship was destroyed because he destroyed the ship with his spear. Because his spear is made of vibranium, so the ship's made of vibranium. So he destroys the ship, and it crash lands. So when she cuts him off to block him from getting to the water, he stops. He's tired. She's wounded, and she basically uses her tech to get the was it the backdraft or whatever from the engine. She activates the engine, and the fire shoots out of the engine and burns him, right? Which weakens him further. So at that point, she takes his spear and tells him unless he yields, she's going to kill him. Because she was going to go ahead and kill him. But he yields, and she says that she'll promise to protect his people, you know, as long as he had yielded. which for him, he just used that as a point, what you see in the movie, that he was just, somebody said, I'm white, can I comment? Of course, man, you can comment, go for it. But he used the shield. Waiting for that bullshit music to go off. Anyway, he basically only agreed to it because he's got an ulterior motive. He said Wakanda's going to need him, and because his was it Namora was like, why did you yield to the Wakandas? He was like, they're going to need me one day. They're going to call on me. When they call on me, they're going to need us. Well, you didn't hear me say that on this video. You said I heard only black people should see it first. Well, how DMX say, fuck what you heard is what you hearing. You didn't hear me say that. So anyway, she lets him go. They go back. They stop the war. She goes back, returns as the princess queen of Wakanda. And spoiler alert for the post-credit scene, she finds out that Nikita was actually pregnant by Black Panther, King T'Challa, and she has his son. And his son is named T'Challa as well, and they're living in Haiti. So his name is T'Challa. So T'Challa actually has a son named T'Challa, right? So that is the ending of it. It ends on that note. And, you know, I can see what people are talking about, man, but this is fantasy. No, Killmonger is not alive. She met him on the ancestral plane. Killmonger is dead. Yeah, the prince will be the Black Panther, I guess, in the future, you know. Because now he's technically the successor, even though he was I mean, bastards. I think it doesn't matter if you're a bastard or not, right? When it comes to being a king, he's a bastard child because they were never married, you know. But I guess once he becomes of age, that's what's going to happen. But I was seeing people talking about like there was an agenda with this movie, and the agenda is to make black women look masculine, and you know, black women can't beat men in a fist fight and in a real fight. Bro, this is fantasy. Like, this is really fantasy. I know it's acting. Every movie is acting, but this is fantasy. Okay? You know, like you saying, like, Superman, men can't fly. How come Superman can fly? What? Bruh, y'all are crazy, man. Men can't fly. How come Superman can fly? Why can Superman fly? He's an alien. It's a comic. I don't think they're gonna make a Black Panther 3. We're trying to figure out how would they do it. You know, I hear something about they were gonna make some Disney shows or something like that. The only issue is that they scrapped the source material. What do you mean? What do you mean they scrapped the source material? It don't matter if it's fantasies. There are rules set by comics, bro. Yeah, like you can come back as many times as you want. You can die as many times as you want, right? Get the fuck out of here, man. Read. What the fuck you think I don't like? Are you serious right now? There are no rules in comics. What the fuck are you talking about, man? I can't believe you just said that. Are you a comic book reader? There are no rules in comics. The fuck? They can just like they can recast. They can in a movie somehow they can recast Chadwick Boseman, right? And said that somehow they resurrected T'Challa. Come on, man. I can't believe you said that. T'Challa never dies. Well, he died in the damn movie. All right. What you talking about? And especially now that they have this multiverse going on, like you can do whatever you want. There's a multiverse. The fuck? To be fair, did he really die? Did Chadwick Boseman die? Did T'Challa die? Which one? Which one? Please expound. Please expound. Because I think Chadwick Boseman is dead. I'm not gonna argue with you about comics, bro. JR, you don't know about comic books. I'm an avid comic book reader. I read Image Comics. I read DC and Marvel. I read all the comics. And there are rules for every universe. And they have to stick to these rules. Come on, man. What's weird? We're talking about the cinematic universe, bro. This isn't the comic books. People can take as many liberties as they want. Superman can fly because of the files in place in the storytelling. I write my own screenplay. Superman can fly because of the files in place. That doesn't make any sense. Okay. Superman can fly because it's a comic book. I read comic books, man, like I used to. But you do know that there's a difference between reality, cinematic, and comic books. Okay? There's a difference. You can do whatever you want. Even in comic books, you can change the rules. Did you know that? What did Batman come out in the 20s, the 30s? Excuse me, the 30s? Why is Batman still like 30 something years old? All right? Batman kills. No, he doesn't, JR. Batman doesn't kill. Superman stands for liberty, justice, and peace. Superman can fly because of Kryptonian blood from his own planet mixed with the sun. That's the reason why. That's not how physics works, bro. Tell me why he can fly. And it's not just a sun, because there was a sun near Krypton, wasn't there? Why couldn't Kryptonians fly on Krypton? Since you're such a genius, let's hear it, bro. Let's hear it, or you can call in. Why couldn't Kryptonians fly on Krypton? I love this shit, man. I love it. Kryptonian blood mixed with the sun. Yellow sun, red sun. Which one? Yellow sun, red sun. Krypton had a red sun, correct. Which is old, which is an older sun, right? As opposed to our solar system, Earth, has a yellow sun, right? Which is very young, right? But still, how can it's a comic book? How can you fly? Origin of Batman, it doesn't matter if the Joker does. It doesn't matter who kills his parents. In the end, his parents died. Man, they could retcon all they want. Retcon is a change, right? I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Hence the multiverse. What I'm saying to you is Batman 90 something years old right now? Batman is never 90 something years old, is he? If DC Comics was launched in the 30s, right? And you fanboys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm thinking DC Comics was launched in the 30s or 40s, right? That would make him what, 90 something years old? 90, 100 years old? Almost 100 if it was, excuse me. Yeah, 90 something years old. So if you want to go by that logic, like Superman had lightning powers, like all kind of shit, man. Like they can do what they want. Superman died. Then all of a sudden they said his heart just slowed down. Kryptonians, their heart slowed down to make it seem like they're dead. They're in a coma. Like you can retcon whatever you want, man. You can bring whoever you want back to life. There wasn't a sign that was a red planet. If you really want to go down there, there wasn't a sign that was a red planet. I didn't say anything about a red planet. I said a red sun, bro. I said a red sun, bro. I'm doing a comic. I'm doing a comic live stream right now. This shit is funny as hell. See, y'all, you look at me and you think like, man, Jr. is this good-looking dude, man. Jr. talks about these hoes. He talks about getting buns. There's no way he can know about comics. There's no way. There's no way. He just watches. He just watches movies. He just watches. He watches the MCU and he watches the DCU. Man, are you going? Are you talking about the MCU or are you talking about the comics? Which one is it? Which one is it, bro? Because you can't do both of them. You can't talk about both of them. Let's just say this for example, right? You got Superman that supposedly was killed by Doomsday, right? In the comics, right? He was killed by Doomsday, but he didn't really die. He was in a coma when he came back and explained it, right? And then they retconned the whole thing with Doomsday, and they made this whole different segment on Doomsday and the origins of Doomsday and Doomsday coming back and all this other shit. Right? Appreciate you, man. Thank you. This is just comic book hour. I'm giving y'all some different content since we're talking about, I got some fanboys on here. Did you like Black Adam? Black Adam was it was cool. It was too cheesy though. It was too cheesy. It was too cheesy. I don't like all this comedy that they try to put in movies. Not a fan. You know, I'm a fan of the best Batman is Ben Affleck, and the best Superman is Christopher Reeve. Even though I like Buddy Henry Cavill. He's good, but Christopher Reeve you can't top Christopher Reeve. Ben Affleck is the best Batman, bar none. From the way you talk, it doesn't seem like you watch movies. That's your opinion, bro. You're jumping all over the place. Chris is the best Batman. Chris. Chris is the best Batman. Chris who? Christian Bale? Christian Bale is the best Batman? Nah, man. In my opinion, he was the worst. Michael Keaton? Hell no. Every time I see Michael Keaton as Batman, it reminds me of Beetlejuice. Batman is not supposed to be quirky. Michael Keaton is too quirky to be Batman. Definitely too quirky. Nah, Ben Affleck. Ain't nobody fucking with Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck's got the look, he's got the size. He's not bullshitting, joking around. Can't do that, bro. Who's the best superhero? You gonna say you said Blue Marvel? I thought you were gonna say Black Lightning or maybe the Tick or what's the other guy's name? You know, say the Tick. The Tick is the best superhero, right? If they bring Blue Marvel, they got a Blue Beetle movie coming out. Matter of fact, I think that'll be interesting. Blue Beetle. They should have never made a Shazam movie. That was like some. That was one of the worst. And they're making another one because it's straight up comedy. Not a fan. Shazam is was terrible. I know we got the. No, hopefully they don't. I want to see them do this Green Lantern right, man. Hope they do Green Lantern right. Bring Guy Gardner back. Bring Guy Gardner back. You know, obviously they're pushing to get John Stewart. You know, his own thing, but yeah, bring Guy Gardner back. Deadpool. First Green Lantern. I didn't think that first Green Lantern was that bad though. People that I'm not gonna say it was good, but I'm not gonna say it was like terrible. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it deserves the rap that it got. Like it's like this really horrible movie. It's not that bad. What y'all need to go back and watch is that old Justice League movie. You know, watch that on YouTube. Now that was terrible. That old Justice League movie, that shit was terrible. Jeez. They need to redo Spawn, right? They definitely got to get Spawn right for sure. Is Deadpool 3? I'm not sure about. Morbius. I think Morbius would have been dope if they would have had Blade in there. Yeah, Michael Jai White. I think Michael Jai White was a good Spawn. Even he said though, he said the movie they shot was not the same movie in the final cut. He said you know, the final product was not, he wants them to put out a director's cut of the actual Spawn movie, which I think would be dope too, because he said the director was, I think he said that was the director's first time directing the movie, and the director was a special effects guy, and he was like, his focus was on spending so much time and the budget on special effects rather than the storyline itself. So they could have done it. It really doesn't take that much money. I don't think, man, they could have done a lot better with that movie. But it was still a good movie. I think it does have a cult following with that Spawn movie for sure. But that Jamie Foxx is attached to that new one, which, I mean, I'm not taking it away from him, but Jamie Foxx is, you know, so you know, it's one of those things. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Michael Jai White, great action star, not so much actor. He's done in big movies. Yeah, he's done in big movies, man. Whatever he did, it is what it is. But I think he said he met with I think he said he met with Marvel not too long ago and DC, as a matter of fact. I mean, he was in what's Buddy's name? The Tiger White was it? What's the character on DC? The best fighter in the world. He was on Green Arrow or Arrow. He was on the Arrow show where he played that character. Was it Tiger? Something Tiger. It's actually not Captain Marvel. Sorry, Marvel had it first. You know, so it used to be Captain Marvel. So it's Shazam. Sorry, boss. If that was the case. Said the Flash about to be trash. Man, I hope not. I hope not. I think. I mean, they got so much time to work on it, man. It shouldn't be trash at this point. I know Buddy getting a million chances to get things right. He still ain't getting it right. Yeah, that dude all over the place, man. Dude is he's on the team. He's on the pronoun team. You know what I'm saying? He's on the pronoun team. He's taking people's kids. He's doing all this stuff, right? Nah, they need to get a Flash that looks like the Flash. From what I've seen, Flash always had blonde hair, right? So why does he never have blonde hair in live action? Maybe y'all can answer that. All the live action is he's never a blonde dude. Ezra Miller. Yeah, I don't think that was good casting, man. They should have definitely no, the original Flash, Barry Allen is blonde. Barry Allen has always been blonde. Yeah, Wally West is redhead, yeah. So it depends on the earth. Barry Allen, from what I've seen, Barry Allen has always been blonde. I mean, there's several Flashes. I know you got Jay Garrick, because Jay Garrick was the original Flash, right? Jay Garrick, Barry Allen, Wally West. With the tin hat. Might turn out all right. Well, man, I'm about to get up out of here, man. It's been an hour. I've been chopping it up with y'all about some other shit too. Figured I'd jump on here. Shout out to everybody, man. So hope you guys have a good weekend. Talking about all these MCU, DCU comic book stuff. Very entertaining, man. But I'm gonna leave you guys to it. There you go, Bronze Tiger. There you go, Bronze Tiger. That's his name. Yeah, y'all be easy, man. Catch up with y'all later.